Very good afternoon, my dear students. As we discussed in this particular unit about the industrial control system and the different parameters or the different element of any control system while implementing automation in our factory or in our production system. Okay, till now I hope you understand about the different concepts and different different theories behind the industrial control systems, how the actually the factory system or the factory layout or a manufacturing system or a production system is nowadays going to be controlled by a certain control systems. So based on that we have different types of feedback mechanism is also there, like a feedback control system, and based on that we have different types of control system. Open loop control system and closed loop control systems are also available. So it's totally depend upon the applications and the requirement, or depending upon which we are going to implement certain types of control system for our particular factory or a production systems. Okay, so now today we will move to further our next topic, about which is automated manufacturing system. Okay, so today we will discuss about the automated manufacturing system. Automated manufacturing automated manufacturing system. Okay, so as you know that this particular term automated, which means related to your automation, and manufacturing system, of course a system where a product is completely manufactured from its initial phase to its final finished product. Okay, so if we talk about an automated manufacturing systems, first we should know that what is the reason why we are going to implement automation, or what is the need of automation, or why we are doing that particular manufacturing system in an automated way. What are the requirement? If we talk about that particular segment of a manufacturing system or any production system, I think you understand with these different points. If we talk about the reasons, the first is that to reduce the the labor cost. So this is one of the important segment, important parameter, important part of any production system or any manufacturing system. So by implementing automations, we are of course going to reduce the human participation or human interaction with the machine or with the processes or with the sequence of operations. That's why the labor cost is very, very important. So by implementing that particular automations, we are of course reducing the labor cost. Second is that we will increase the productivity. Okay, if we talk about the productivity or the efficiency, you can say, or the quality of any product, of course it will depend, and of course the quality or the productivity of any product is quite varied during the manufacturing sequences of operations. So if we are going to reduce the human participation or human interaction with that particular manufacturing operations, of course we will reduce the errors. Okay, so if we reduce the error, of course we will increase the productivity of that particular product. It means that by reducing the human interaction or participations, we are also at the same time increasing the efficiency or the quality or the productivity of that particular part or product which is going to be manufactured in that particular factory or a production system. Okay, it will reduce time. Of course, now the processes are all automated, and manually we reduce or we eliminated the manual processes. So of course we will save our time to produce the same number of a component. So of course the time saving is one of the important parameters. Okay, fourth one is that production rate. If we talk about that, if we saving the time, if we are reducing the total manufacturing time, total production time, so at the same time means that within that particular calculated time we can produce more number of a part or a component in that particular system. So of course automatically we are increasing the production rate of that particular system or that particular machine or that particular production system. So that by doing this you can see that we are also increasing the production rate of that particular factory or that particular production system also. Okay, now the final is that total cost oblique overall cost. Okay, so by implementing all these parameters, by calculating all these parameters in our system, in our production system, we can ultimately or directly you can say or indirectly you can say we are affecting the overall cost or the total cost of any component or any part or any product which is going to be manufactured in that particular production system. So it will affect the total cost. It means that it will affect the overall cost of that particular product in your manufacturing system. So these are the parameters, the reasons you can say, or the theories behind implementing automation in our factory systems. Okay, so you should understand these parameters. Apart from these, there are so many specific or broad ways by which we can analyze that how or why the automated factory system is more important nowadays. Okay, now if we talk about that automated manufacturing system, so an automated manufacturing system is basically a system where the things are automated. It doesn't mean always that the things are always highly automated kind of an environment, or it may be semi automated kind of environment in your production system also. But if we talk about automated manufacturing systems, it means that the first thing is that there will be a kind of automated material handling system. Second is that your automated material storage system. Third one will be your automated assembly line. Okay, fourth one, there may be a kind of automated inspection system. Okay, if we talk about any particular automated manufacturing system, so it means that in that particular automated manufacturing system we have different types of, like you can say that automated material handling system, it kind of a material handling system will be there, and automatic storage system will be there specific, and automated assembly lines for that particular part of product assembly will be there, and automated inspection systems. Okay, so by these small automated system, when involved in any production or in any factory system, then a complete automated factory environment we are going to develop. Okay, so it means that the automations is implemented at each and different departments, or you can say that at each and different levels. Okay, and in inspections also, in material handling also, in storage also, and you can say in assembly lines using your robots and robotic arms, all these automated equipments. So these small subsystems make together a complete automated factory or an automation in your production system. Okay, now if we talk about automated manufacturing system, and if we are going to classify about the automated manufacturing system, so we can classify this particular automated manufacturing systems into three divisions. Okay, so what they are basically automated manufacturing system is further divided into three subsystem. First is your fixed automation, second is your programmable automation, and third is your flexible automation. Okay, if we talk about a classification or a categorization of this particular automated manufacturing system for any production system, we can classify in by these three important parameters. First one is your fixed automation, second is your programmable automation, and third is your flexible automation. Okay, if we talk about the first, the fixed automation is that, so that fixed automation is a kind of a automation technique, or it's a kind of a automation system in any your production or manufacturing system, where the system or the automation system is developed in that particular factory in such a way that it can adopt the part production or the component production or the product productions are in a fixed manner. Means that if we are simply describe this particular fixed automation, simply we can say that this kind of a particular automation is simply designed for a special configured part or a component. Okay, if there is any kind of changes in that particular part or a component design or in the sequence of manufacturing operations which is used for that particular part or a component manufacturing, it is not suitable in your fixed automations. So means that in a fixed automations, basically what we are doing, we are producing a part or a component whose configuration is fixed, whose configuration or design is fixed, and according to the configuration or the design of that particular component or part, our manufacturing system is developed. Okay, or the automation in that particular manufacturing system is developed. Okay, so any changes in the configuration or the design of the part, or any changes in the sequence of operations, or you can say the sequence of manufacturing operations which is used to produce that part, any changes in that is not acceptable in a fixed automation kind of a system. So in a fixed automation kind of a system, there are so many advantages also there, and there are so many also drawbacks are associated with that. If we talk about the fixed automation, there are advantages is meant that we can produce a number of parts of a similar family, of a similar design. We can produce, the production rate is very high for a similar kind of a part design or similar kind of a part configurations. Okay, at the same time is that the interaction or the human participation with that particular machine or with that particular system is very less. It will save your time, it will save your cost, but at the same time this is not so flexible that we can, if we are able to change, if we are willing to change the design of the part, but in this particular system we are not so able to produce that particular component or a part in a very easy way. Okay, so this is a kind of a fixed automation. So to install any fixed automation in any factory system or in any production system, we need a very high installment cost. Okay, it's a one-time installment cost for that particular, because this is not a kind of flexible kind of a system is there. That's why the installation cost is quite high, but at the same time the production rate is quite high for the similar category of a part or a component in that particular production system. Okay, now if we talk about the programmable automation, the programmable automation is a kind of a automation system which we are developing in our any factory or in our production system, where there are a variety of a part from a similar family we can produce. It means that suppose this is a part A having a certain dimension, suppose 10 to 5, and now we have to produce a part B now having a dimension of 5 to 3. You can see that only the changes in the design or the configuration of the part A or part B is there. in part A we have a size of a part is 10 to 5. In part B we have a size is 5 to 3. Means that the configuration of the part or the changes in the part are only change in its size, in its dimensional parameters, so that we can produce these different configuration of a similar parts of a similar family in a programmable automation. The best way to understand the programmable automation is that, if let us say for an example of a CNC machine, what we are doing in CNC machine is that we have a particular set of instructions, which you can say that a program or a code which is used to run that particular CNC machine to that particular system, and that machine will understand the codes or the programs, that machine will interpret the programs or the codes, and according to that particular set of instructions it will produce your part. Okay, now if suppose if we are producing a part in this particular CNC machine having a size of 10 to 5, according to these particular dimensions we have to produce our set of instruction of a code to that particular system. Now if we are going to produce the part B according to the dimensions of a part B, which is 5 to 3, we have to produce a set of instruction of a program to this particular part, and it will run in this particular system, and that part will be produced. Okay, so it means that what I'm trying to say is that in programmable automation basically we can produce the different configured part. If there is a changes or the variation in the design of the parts of a same family, we can produce it. It means that programmable automation system in any factory system, it gives more flexibility. Okay, so this is an example of a programmable automation system like our CNC system. Again, if we talk about a programmable automation system, there are so many advantages also, and there are so many drawbacks are also. Of course, if we are able to produce different configuration of a parts, different sizes of a parts in a that particular machine or in that particular system, but at the same time it will again take a time to change the process of that particular part manufacturing. Okay, if suppose A part or B part, these two parts are we are producing in this particular system, we require times to produce the set of instruction or a program to this particular part A. At the same time we need to change the part, we need to change the set of instruction or a program for this particular part B. So again it will take time while we are entering the set of instruction or a program in that particular machine or a system. So these are the so many advantages, and at the same time disadvantages are available for programmable automation. Okay, done. I hope you understand. Now the third one is that flexible automation. If we talk about the flexible automation kind of a thing, flexible automation is just, you can say, the kind of extension of a programmable automation. If we talk about a flexible automation, as we can see that in an earlier one, which is a programmable automation, we have a little bit flexibility in producing parts of different category and different configurations. Now in flexible automations we are basically developing our system, we are making our system is in such a way that the sequence of operations, if suppose a part A having a XYZ sequence of operations, sequence of manufacturing operations to produce this particular part A, and part B having a sequence of operations like ABC, suppose for example. So the flexible automations, while implementing in any manufacturing system, it is able to adjust, it is able to accept those variations in sequence of operations. Or also we are also producing the part having different configuration, different design, but if there are a sequence of operations are changed part to part, component to component, or product to product, in flexible automation system we can adopt it very easily. So that is the advantages of flexible automation system. If we talk about an example of flexible automation system, we have nowadays a very good example of a FMS, which is a flexible manufacturing system. So what actually in flexible manufacturing system is all about a flexible automations, where have different automatic machines we are available. We have different robotic arms or automated material handling systems are available, automatic inspection systems are available, which can adopt or which can accept different categories of parts or different configuration of part or component in a very easy way. So this is a flexible automation. Okay, so these three types of automations are available: fixed automation, programmable automation, and flexible automations. These three different types of automations are implemented in any factory system, in any production system, depending upon the complicacy or depending upon the size of the part, quantity of the part produced, types of production system, either it's a batch production system, mass production system, or a job production system, and the requirement first or the applications. Okay, so based on that we can implement any kind of a automation system in our factory, so that we can increase the productivity ultimately of that particular plant or a production system. Okay, so I hope you understand this particular topic. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Okay, thank you.